Very much appreciated. All right. Let's do one more run. One more good old try with just the knife. And Kurt, thank you so much for the 3 months in a row. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you for that continued support. Oh, come on, closer. Something other than a light attack would be awesome. Okay, there's one. About it. Whatever. I'm not worried about getting a perfect closer. So if you look at my splits for New Game, that first closer split, that's pretty close to ideal. 25 seconds to 26 seconds. Dying to that closer is the fastest way to get out of the nightmare on easy difficulty, because you can't jump into holes, and it takes longer than that to run all the way to the end of the roller coaster. But that closer, the attacks it uses are random. So normally, if I'm doing this category or any category where I need to play on New Game and end the nightmare sequence quickly, normally I would reset a whole bunch on that until I get a good closer pattern. But since I'm still just messing around learning knife only, not worried about it. It's an easy 20-second, 30-second time save that I can keep in mind. But sometimes I'll just be sitting and resetting on that for like an hour. All right, 0254. It's funny how that puzzle, out of all of the puzzles, if you're just speedrunning and getting through each individual room quickly, that puzzle is much faster on hard. Okay, so I'm gonna grab an extra ampule in here. Just to help out with stamina later on. It only takes me, what, 4 seconds to grab that one? That way I should have an ampule for running through Silent Hill streets both ways. And I'm not sure what boss I want to use the other one on. Probably horses or Alessa. By the way, what's up, Zed? Welcome. What's up, Phoenix? Sorry, I don't know Russian. English is all you'll find here. I mean, that's the thing, is like, there's no rule against speaking another language. I'm fine with it. Just, if it's a language I don't know, just know that I won't understand what you're saying. But otherwise, I mean, like, if you're talking to somebody else in another language, I don't care. Some channels are more particular on that. But, I don't know. I'm pretty lax about it. Doesn't bother me. Hey, what's up, Dark Alex? Whoops. Oh no. Oh, not close enough. There we go. Hey, CD. Eight months ago, I had to unsub due to being a new parent. Today, he's on my lap watching Nub. That's crazy cynical. Congrats to you. And hello to your little one. Definitely get him hooked on Silent Hill early. Oops, I forgot to switch to the knife. That's true. That's true. There are content restrictions because of terms of service. And, like, if somebody is saying or doing something in another language and me and my moderators can't understand it to moderate it, I can understand. Oh no! Come on, Heather. Get up. Okay, we got it this time. Okay. So I didn't quite get the stun lock the first time. I'm not sure why. But it worked out for the second try, at least. Yeah, I definitely understand that, Jesse. And the thing is, like, I'm lucky enough that this community is diverse enough. We've got viewers all over, so if anybody comes in and actually is saying something or you know, putting something in chat that they shouldn't be in another language, where me and my moderators are not catching it, usually a viewer will, like, say something. Somebody will say something. And some of my, like, moderators, like Captain Blad, do speak, you know, Russian, so... A few of the moderators that we have for the channel speak multiple languages. Again, it's not something that I necessarily, like, want to have a rule against. Hey, Lysaria. How are you doing? Only speak English and Swedish? Hey, that's 2 languages. A lot of people only speak one, and usually not even one that particularly well. I'm not, like, fluent in any other language other than English. There are some other languages that I know a little bit of. Like, I was learning Japanese for a few years, but I never got to the point of fluidly speaking it. But I can read it a little bit, I can write it a little bit. I can understand it and speak a small amount, but definitely not fluent. Far, far from it. Yeah. And Japanese is not a very, like... It's not a useful skill set for me, which is a big part of why I don't really practice it anymore. There's not much usage for it in Texas. And I've only ever been to Japan once, and that was 11 years ago at this point. It's been some time. Oh, you bastard. Thought I could slip right by him. You can insult people to their face and they will never guess. Well, the thing with insults is, like, it all has to do with the inflection of how you say the word, right? Because that's one of those things I think you can kind of pick on, or pick up on, in any language, even if you don't speak the language. I feel like insults have a way of kind of coming through just because of how you say insults. But then again, I guess that's what you mean. You could just say, you could say the actual words and be insulting as long as you say it with like a positive demeanor. You could probably get by somebody who doesn't know otherwise, just like straight up swearing to their face. But at that point, it's like, I don't know. The whole point of an insult is kind of lost if the subject doesn't understand it, right? Oh, come on. That room is always so awkward. Studying does jack shit for me. See, for me, like, I can study and learn a language just fine. But if I don't have a way of practicing it, even if it's just with another student as a way of keeping up with it, you know, if there's no functional, like, practical use for it, I just don't maintain that kind of knowledge. But I do agree. I feel like the best way to really learn to speak a language is to immerse yourself in it locally, if at all possible. Because while the time I spent in Japan was pretty short, I learned a lot about speaking Japanese practically while being there. Because as much as you can try to prepare for it and, like, read books and learn phrases, what you think will be common phrases won't necessarily be things that you wind up using from day to day. At least that was the case for me, where, like, I studied and tried to learn a bunch of stuff that I thought I would need for a trip, and had to learn a bunch of stuff when I was there that wound up being much more practical. A lot of stuff about trains. You gotta learn trains and train stations pretty damn quick. Unless you plan on staying in a very, very small area and not really, like, traveling around while you're there. Yeah, exactly. Except for kanji, Japanese is actually not that complex. It's a relatively limited and straightforward set of phonetic sounds. Very similar to, like, just learning an alphabet. Hey, Techie. Thank you so much, dude, for the 10 months in a row. Very much appreciated. Hope you're having a good morning. And I mean, like, yes, kanji is difficult, but also very largely unnecessary. Again, there are definitely, like some common kanji that are good to know that you're going to see everywhere in Japan, stuff that you're going to see on common signs, and again, like train stations and the names of major cities and stuff that are written out in kanji. But you'll see those things. Like if you're there in Japan for several days, you'll get so used to seeing the kanji for, you know, those common things, and you pick it up without even kind of realizing it, just by memorization. And everything else, if you can remember hiragana and katakana, pretty much almost everything is written out also in hiragana and katakana and English in most parts of like Tokyo and things like that. There are still a lot of places around Japan where that's not the case, but largely a lot of where I was, around Yokosuka, Yokohama, Tokyo, anything that was written out in kanji, it was at least written out in hiragana and katakana as well. So if you can memorize that, which is, again, a little bit easier, it's more like memorizing an alphabet, or I guess a pair of alphabets. That can, like, pretty much get you by day to day for almost everything. What's up, Maury? Yes, because there is an American naval base there, Yokosuka is very English friendly. So a lot of the signs and most of the places around there are done in English. So that's, you know, it definitely made it a lot easier. And as said, in most parts of like major cities, Yokohama and Tokyo, a lot of stuff is in English. It's just one of those things I noticed, like, you can hop on a train and go several stops out and get into some pretty rural places pretty quickly. And once you start getting out there, like, the odds of signs being in English becomes less and less. But kanji is still almost always, like, it'll still have katakana or hiragana accompanying it. Those pro slurper dodges, they came like perfectly down the left and right side of the hallway. I've never seen them. They were like drag racing. I've never seen them like perfectly on either side of the hall and just charging a straight line. Alright, here we go. Try to stab the missionary in the butt a whole bunch. This is one of the dumber fights, because like I really don't have any kind of strat for it. I have no idea what to do with this with knife only. Everything else I've kind of figured something out. Except for this. This I just kind of run at the missionary and try to stab him before he runs away. And then I chase him down and stab him some more. God, he's fucking me up. What was that? It was like he canceled it super late into a different attack. Or is there just two parts to that attack? God. He was all over the place that time. Very unforgiving. I have no idea what to do against him. Yeah, this is easy. This is easy. And he was just still all over the place. Well, I burned a ampule for that fight, and then I used it kind of early, and the fight took a while, so I went ahead and used another one now, just to make sure that I have it for this run. So I'm gonna be back to my regular ampule count. Easy mode, hard spirit. I mean, this is just what the category itself is. It's knife only, new game, essentially any percent, which easy difficulty makes the boss fights go quicker, even using the knife, and easy riddles in this game completely omits a couple of riddles, so it's like way faster, just for the sake of getting through the run quicker. Oh, whoops. But eventually I'm going to try learning some other categories with this game too. 2, 4, 3. Like, this is just a fun game to speedrun. So I'm down for, like, learning everything. It's like I've already got an okay time in regular New Game Any percent. Started learning New Game Plus. Starting to learn this. Started learning UFO. At some point, I'll probably start doing Extreme 10 and Hard Mode. And yeah, Techie has been learning Melee only Hard Mode, so I'll probably pick that up too at some point. Stuff where like other streamers have it, we could potentially race it. And just to have more interest in the categories. I'm starting to narrow my focus a little bit from game to game. 1536. Where I want to start picking up a lot of these side categories for the games that I actually enjoy, rather than kind of forcing myself to practice the ones that I don't like as much. Melee only is super easy, it's just grindy because of the hard boss health pools. But it's easy as far as like strats. What do you do for missionary? Like, melee only missionary is one of the only things, like, in any category. It's like, how do you deal with that? That crazy, crazy man. Sorry to bother, but gotta ask. No bother. It's what we're here for. It's what I'm doing this. For you guys. Live so that you can talk to me and ask me stuff. Never have to apologize for that. Silent Hill Origins. I think we're doing May 5th. We decided on Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo Zero Origins. May Origins. Yeah, I just plan on being drunk and ranting about Origins. I'll be playing along with that drinking game, most likely. Origins TV set only run. See, stuff like that. I would have to route it out and find where all the TVs are, but it might be possible. Silent Willy. Thank you for the 25 bits. Very, very much appreciated. Yes, Origins was the first Silent Hill game that was not made by Team Silent. Well, except for the play novel, I suppose. And the arcade game. Alright. Let's go stab Leonard a bunch. Foot isn't a knife. Foot totally counts. I have to be able to kick. I have to use my stomping shoes. Okay, so that actually worked out super well. Being able to slash with the knife instead of going for the stabs just makes Leonard fall down, and then I can just kick him in the face until he dies. What's up, Intiz? Another run of Harvester? I'll definitely play it again at some point. More than likely, the next time I stream it won't be me playing it. I'll probably make one of my friends play it who has not played it. Jubes, for example, has not played it, and I don't think he saw very much of it when I streamed it. Hirimi has not played it, although I think he saw the full playthrough of it. But still, I would like to get somebody who I know to come on and stream it who doesn't really know it. Because I love seeing people who have no idea what Harvester is about react to it for the first time. Because it's one of those games that's just so fucking weird. It's great seeing people react to it. But yeah, it's a great game. I love Harvester. And I'll definitely stream it again at some point. Just watched the Silent Hill 1 in-depth playthrough. Really enjoyed it. Thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm trying to compile a bunch of notes for each game, actually, and try to go back through and do some more in-depth story playthroughs at some point this year and try to be as complete and thorough as possible. It'll probably take several different streams. I'll probably have to break it up into several different parts per game, because it'll be a lot more in-depth. I want to try to have references and everything. Anytime there's a reference to any kind of movie, I want to have a clip. Anytime there's any kind of reference to something visual, I want to have an image. If it's a reference to something like Portishead, I want to have sound and audio cues and scenes all set up for showing all of the references. It's going to take me some time. It's going to take me a lot of work. But I figure at this point, that's pretty much all that's left for me to do as far as in-depth story playthroughs. As said, it'll take me quite a bit to put all that together, but it is something that I plan on doing this year, is going through each game in the series very, very thoroughly with full intent to completely cover every reference, every detail that I can. and compile it all into, as said, not really a single playthrough, but several different parts. A little more of a, like, formatted video, but it'll still be streamed, you know. Just a lot more production.
Welcome to the Borley Haunted Mansion. We're so glad you came. Please come inside and look around. When you feel you're ready, then go through the door. Help! Help! Do you hear those voices? A family of 4 was sliced.
Has Rinny played Harvester? No, Rinny has not played Harvester as far as I know, Meep.
The cries of the children. The murderer
That would probably
was
blow her
caught.
mind. That would be great to see her
You know
stream.
why he said he killed his family? Because
I think
felt
she saw
I
part of my
had
stream
to.
of it, so she might at least know
Anyway,
some parts of
I'm lying.
Harvester.
It's all
But
just
no, I
a
don't think
joke.
she's ever played it herself.
I wanted to scare you, that's all. The truth is, only one person died. By suicide. That's Danny. A quiet young man, but quite friendly as you can see. He was so eager to meet you. His hometown is New Orleans, but he came here after first losing his way. Oh, maybe you might know. Where
What the fuck
is
just
the
happened?
path
So for these
to
parts of the
heaven?
game, on the PC version,
This
there's an
mansion
exploit
is quite old, so
to
I'm so
essentially
sorry.
save
This
in-game
place
time.
is just falling apart.
So what I'm
The
doing is I'm
mechanism is
alt-tabbing out of the
broken, you
game,
see.
and
It
I'm
wasn't
clicking on the
supposed to
window of the
stop
game as
there,
if I'm gonna,
I
like,
assure
drag
you.
the window somewhere else. And by doing this, it lets the audio continue to play, but the in-game timer you can see there is paused.
There's the exit. I
Like,
hope
that's
you
not just me
enjoyed
pausing
your
my
tour.
timer. That timer
Please
displays the
come
in-game
back
time,
anytime.
the way the
Or
game
if you
itself is tracking it.
prefer, we
So,
could come and visit you
this is essentially,
instead.
instead of sitting here letting time tick away while waiting for this audio to finish, which is the cue for this door to open, you
That was
tab out
supposed to be the exit, but it
so
seems
that the
that
timer
no one
is
wants
essentially
to
frozen
leave.
in place until the
Everyone
audio
really
ends.
likes you.
It's a really cheesy
They want
exploit,
you to stay with them.
just to get a lower in-game time on the results screen, essentially. But it is allowed in runs. Mostly because the alternative, the way that room works, because it's stuck on an audio cue, like, it's something that the door only opens at the end of that audio cue. Because of that, the way the in-game time works in this game, it's tied to your frame rate. So previously, before that exploit was discovered, people who were running the game and getting a lower frame rate, if you forced a lower frame rate, or if you just had a bad computer and got a lower frame rate while going through Borley's, you would save in-game time there over somebody who was running the game at a solid frame rate. So the performance of your computer would actually affect that section. However, now, because of that exploit, as cheesy as it seems, it makes that entire area completely even among anybody, no matter how your PC performs. Everybody can alt-tab out and do it just as quickly as anybody else, and save just as much time, regardless of your computer performance. So it seems cheesy, it seems stupid, but it actually makes the run more fair overall. Which is ultimately why it's something that got allowed. No more potato PC hacks. Alright. Cut up these horses. So there's more like in-game time exploits like here. You can go to the save menu right here. This essentially does the same thing as alt-tabbing out. I'm forcing the game to stop the in-game timer. Normally you would stand there and you wait for those horses to start moving before you can attack them. But while you're standing there waiting for them, in the game, in-game time's ticking away. But if I go into this menu, the game sort of loads the next part of the game up without in-game time ticking away. So this also saves a few seconds overall. Not in real time, but in your final results screen, your final in-game time. There's a lot of weird stuff like that in Silent Hill 3. At this point, hopefully the load remover takes off. Yeah, I know that's something that everyone's been discussing as far as like an alternative. Switching over to RTA with loads removed. Honestly, I think that's a great idea too, because as long as it's a fair comparison, that's the ultimate goal, right? And it's always going to be difficult with PC because no two people are ever going to have the exact same PC setup. But like real time with a load remover, that's a good way, I think, of kind of leveling it out. And it'll also take away all of the random, not random, but, you know, all the in-game time manipulation stuff out of the run. And it'll be a little more focused on just the run itself, which would be nice. I'm not one of those people who's like a stickler for glitches and exploits and stuff. Personally, I love that shit. The cheesier, the better. I have no problem with it. But I also would like to have, like, fair comparison in the games and categories that I run with, you know, friends and other people in the running community. Because if you don't really have that fair comparison, it's like, what's the point? Did I miss one? Oh, there it goes. It was just a really bad cycle. Here again, you go into a menu. Normally you stand there and you wait for the horses to spin around a little bit, and then it goes to the cutscene. It takes a few seconds in-game, or you open up this menu, you freeze the in-game timer for a few seconds, let it load the next cutscene, and then it goes straight to the cutscene without wasting any in-game time. A lot of weird stuff like that would be completely removed if we switch over to RTA with load remover. Don't you run. See, it especially turns into Dark Souls PvP once, like, she starts running. That's when it's really Dark Souls PvP. Like, Get back here, host of embers, memory of Alessa. Oh, I blocked. It's the one time I switch to a stab, and then she runs away. Come here. Does blocking reduce health? Yes, you still take damage when blocking. I'm on easy, so it's like a really small amount. And you can reduce it to 0 if you block with the bulletproof vest, but I don't grab that. Unless I'm running like hard difficulty categories. Oh my god, get back here. We'll stab you in your ass while you run away. Oh, we got her. Stunlock Supreme. Okay. Stand still, get some stamina back. Stay behind a horse so she doesn't shoot me. Oh. Kick her. She has too much poise. She just doesn't care, man. There we go. See, sometimes I can interrupt her with the attack, and sometimes she just does not care. What have I got? Okay, we're fine. Either way, this will be a new category, something at least for me to practice every once in a while. I knew I wasn't going to be able to stream for too long today, because I've got some other stuff I need to do, and then I'm catching a flight later on, so I will be gone most of this week. I should be back by Friday. And I figured just for doing something kind of random, I was like, what do I want to do for a couple hours? Stream before I leave. And I was just kind of going through like Silent Hill categories, speedrun categories. I was like, how is there only 2 people who do knife only? I figured there would be more people who do knife only Silent Hill 3. I decided I would just go ahead and start doing it. Really quickly, I looked at Maxie's PB, but I didn't even see, like, what he did for every boss. I'd figured it would be more fun just kind of jumping into it more or less blind and figuring out what to do with each boss as I got to him. What's up, Hobo Joe? Oh yeah, good old Maxi Lobes. Which you guys should definitely give a follow to. He has the world record for this category, for knife only. And he has it on PlayStation 2. Which, there are, like, time saves for PC over PS2 because of those, like, in-game time exploits and things like that, but even using all of that, Maxi must have had a pretty damn good run. If I'm on PC using all that to save minutes and still not getting to Maxi's time on PS2, so it says a lot about the amount of work Maxi put in and just how talented of a runner he is. If you guys are not already following Maxi Lobes, you should definitely give him a follow. If one of my moderators could do a shout out. If I even have a moderator here right now, I might not. Oh shit, I thought I made Raven a mod. I need to fix that. No mods, burn it down. Exactly, now loading. That's pretty much kind of always been, you know, the general feel of the channel. I don't really... Oh my god! What is happening? I don't really have, like, a whole bunch of extensive rules. Main rule is don't be a fart face. Just don't. Just don't be a fart face. Don't be that person. Don't be that one to ruin it for everybody else who's just having a good time. And it's all good. It's one of the things I like, you know. We've got a good-sized community here. But it hasn't grown to the point where it needs, like, excessive moderation like some other larger channels tend to get. Just because once it gets to a certain size, like, it's just a scramble to be seen. Everybody wants to be seen. And it just becomes a flood of nonsense. Oops. Well, I've got a med kit. Just in case. Let's go for 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we can sneak that 8th hit in. You are absolutely right, Raven. You just got to start moving with that last hit. Oh shit, the frame rate dropped. Okay, it's a little riskier doing 8 once I'm out of stamina. Still doable, though. Alright, I think that cut it down by a cycle. I'll have to go back and compare that. But that's definitely better. Well, this has been fun. New category to learn. Big Wet Flannel. Thank you for the GGs, and thank you for the 3 months of support in a row. Thank you so very much.
Is that the end?
So that was not a great run. I got knocked down by the split worm. Shodan, thank you for the 666 bits. Hail Satan. Thanks for the PBs, Satan. But yeah. Still a lot of stuff to like work on and get better, but considering this is my 3rd run ever, even trying knife only, this is fun. This is something that I'll probably work on a little bit more. As said, other categories I'll be doing. Friday when I get back, I'll probably do a stream of just extreme runs. I need to unlock Extreme 10, and I need to practice the category, so why not just do runs from Extreme... I think I've got Extreme 3 unlocked, so we'll do everything from Extreme 3 all the way up through Extreme 10, and then I'll start practicing Extreme 10 hard. Yeah. But that'll be, as said, later this week. I'll be back from vacation on Friday. I might stream Friday, depending on how wiped out I am after flying back and everything. Otherwise, I might take that night to rest and be back on Saturday. But either way, I'll be back this weekend, streaming some more Silent Hill. But in the meantime, I'll be updating stuff on Twitter, posting pictures during my trip, all that good stuff.
Heather.
But enjoy the ending.
Really over.
That's going to do it for me. I'll be back after the credits and everything to say goodbye. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate you all being here, hanging out, and having a good time.
Just a joke.
Just a joke. Enjoy the dulcet tones of Joe Ramersa.
Sorry.
Heather, did
You
you...
don't have to call me that. I'm not hiding anymore.
You want me to use your real name? What was it again?
Cheryl. The name my father gave me.
You gonna let your hair color go back too?
I don't know. Don't you think blondes have more fun?
Spoke of tortured souls, so outrageous the toll. You can lose all you have. He refused to give in to the town that takes all. Survive. You must have the will. This movie doesn't end the way we want all the time. Then he shouts at the moon, she's gone. And
Shodan, thank you for the 34 bits. The additional 34 bits. Very much appreciated. And yeah, Mental, hello. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's it for me today. It's kind of a shorter stream this morning. I got a flight to catch a little bit later, and I got some things I need to do before that, so I got to call it here. I'm going to be out of town for the week, but I will be back on Friday, streaming some more Silent Hill, planning on doing a bunch more stuff with Silent Hill 3. And then, of course, for those of you who are asking about the next group playthrough